Morning, y'all. It's a smooth Sunday so far. I don't really have much planned. I'm about to just eat my breakfast, maybe play some games. I actually have some clothes in the dryer from Gap. I gotta make I think it's a reel. I gotta actually need to check and reread the brief. It's two outfits, but I think it's a reel per outfit. I gotta go back and look. Anyway, like I said, real chill Sunday. It finally stopped raining. It's been raining like on and off all week down here in Atlanta. It's been just like so wet outside. And I actually have a nail in my tire that I need to get patched up. But I can't do it because it's wet. My dad was like, wait till it's like, you get maybe like 2 or 3 days of just like dry weather so that, the roads can dry, your tire can get dry, and go ahead and get the tire repair kit. That was gonna be my thing that I was gonna do today, but obviously can't because it just rained last night and it's still wet outside. Hope y'all like that last video. That was literally like a month and some change worth of content. I don't know. I overthink a lot and I need to just stop. Y'all be in my comments all the time telling me like, Mike, just relax, just chill. We like the video. We like all this. You overthinking it. And I need to just listen to y'all and listen to my intuition, listen to myself. Just stop overthinking. It's okay. Guess what? Everything don't have to be perfect. If everything was perfect, then it would be boring, There would be there'd be nothing to watch. If all my content was just like perfect, clean, pristine, to me, that's boring. It's like, I want to see people's graduation from like grade 1 vlogging to like masters in videography. You know what I mean? So that's how I'm looking at it. Just put your shit out, Mike. Just make your content, put it out. Stop overthinking. Get in front of the camera. I'm always behind the camera. I think that's just, I don't know. I feel like it's just like recently this thing on social media where it's like important to be in the camera. I feel like in like the aesthetic generation, like the 2010s, it was more about like, what are you taking a picture of? Or what are you like, what's going on around you? Now the content is more people focused, which gives people more personality. And it lets your audience like get to know you. So I'm gonna just like stop overthinking. I'm gonna put the camera on myself more. I'm gonna talk more. And we're gonna just ride the wave out, go with the flow. I'm gonna just sit back and let the universe do its thing and let y'all do y'all thing with my content. I'm gonna go ahead and eat. And hopefully these clothes dry soon so I can go ahead and film my content and get this day started. What's up, y'all? It's a new week. It's Monday. Let me make sure. In my last couple of videos, when I use this microphone, it's like off. I need to find somewhere else to put it. Like, I don't know. Anyway, what's up? It's Monday. It's a new week. It's the last week of April. This year is like zooming by, y'all. I had a really chill weekend. I really didn't do anything, which is why I didn't pick up the camera. But I got to get better at that. Just because I'm not doing anything doesn't mean that it's not an opportunity to pick up my camera or like, just like get on camera real quick. I gotta be more, I always feel like if I'm not doing shit, then it's like, well, damn, what am I making a video for? Why am I putting in effort to make a video, shoot, edit, record, do all that? But it's like, well, I actually saw this video, a couple videos. So I think this is just the universe talking to me because I've been seeing so many videos lately of people just being like, it doesn't matter if your content is like A+, stellar, like cinematic. Just wait, it was like an actual saying. It was like consistency over perfection, something along those lines. It was something like that. And I was like, you know what? That's so true. Just be consistent. Be consistent. It doesn't matter if I feel like what I'm doing is boring. It doesn't matter if I feel like, it's just like gonna be a bullshit video. It doesn't matter. It's consistency is what gets rewarded. But anyway, like I said, it's Monday. I am on the way to work. And I'm just feeling like, I don't know, I gotta make some shake this year. It's just a lot going on. Y'all know, all these tariffs that's been happening and this attack against like DEI. I feel like, well, I don't know if I've ever explicitly stated it, but I mean, I work at a HBCU, right? And so, yeah, it's not looking too good right now. Just from the standpoint of like funding, yeah, the money not looking good. So I'm like, well, you know what? Maybe this is a sign for me to take, my life into my own hands. Let me try to get away from, working for a organization or working for a company or working for an institution where, if some shit happens with the government, I can't really do shit about it. I gotta just sit there and take it. And I'm just not that type. in my job, in my life, I'm just not the type to just sit back and just watch somebody else do something and then I have no control over it. Mike's that's just not Mike's vibe. So I think the fire is beginning to be lit up under my ass. I gotta just get my shit together, y'all. It's not even just content creation, but it's just other like professional things that I need to be doing to set myself up for success. Set myself up for success. In the event that something happens and, my place of employment is no longer able to help me sustain a financially independent lifestyle. Let's just say it like that. Let's keep it real, PC. So I gotta just really get my shit going, y'all. I think the main thing is I gotta stop standing in my own way. I think I need to stop overthinking. I think I need to stop doubting myself. And I need to just, all these podcasts and like self-help books and articles and Instagrams and TikToks and all the shit that I'm listening to and watching, yeah, it's cool, it's motivational, it's inspirational. Yes, very much so. But it's like, okay, Mike, when are you going to like actually apply some of this and not just listen to it on a podcast or not just read it in a book or read it on a thread or a tweet? Like, when are you going to actually apply this like positive thinking, motivational thinking, positive mindset? When are you going to apply it? And you know what? That is fair. I got to hold myself accountable. It's one thing to just like be surrounded and like immerse myself in this positive thinking and this sort of like reach for the stars mindset and this, the world is what you make it. You create your own destiny. You shape your future. Yeah, that is all true. And that is all great content to look at and consume and be motivated by. But it doesn't mean anything if I'm not actually practicing what that motivational content is teaching me, And so that's where I kind of struggle at. I kind of get paralysis by analysis. Yes, I'm very much, y'all know me by now. I'm very much, and if you don't know me, hey, what's up? But I'm very much a analytical, logical, reasoning, let's figure this shit out type of dude, right? And so if something don't make sense to me, it gives me pause. It makes me stop and think and analyze and research and dissect. And that's not always good. It's actually more good. Wait, what? It's more bad than it is good most of the time. Because no, that's not what life is about. Life is not about being super analytical and critical and always having to turn your brain on. Yeah, it's cool when it calls for that. But a lot of times I just feel like I need to just be more in touch and in tune emotionally. And that's always been a weak spot for me. I like to say that I am, But for real, I'm not really in tune with my emotions. I'm not somebody who, you know, at the end of the day, I can sit down and I can be like, okay, I felt this emotion because this happened, and, point A to point B. Like, I'm not somebody who is very, like, emotionally, I don't know how to navigate my own emotions. And so, kind of like going with my intuition is very difficult because intuition is emotion. That's an emotion that you're feeling, It's your body, and it's just like your feeling telling you to do something. And that to me feels so foreign, and to me that feels so just like not wrong, but it feels like, should I really be doing this? Like, let's like, okay, heart, I hear you, but let's let the mind take this one. I'm very much mind over matter. I'm very much, my brain, is running shit over here. My heart, it don't really, my heart and my gut, they don't really have too much of a say in what goes on in a day-to-day in Mike's life. It's pretty much, my brain on autopilot. Not even autopilot, because I be overthinking shit. So it's just my brain working like double, triple time. Double, triple overtime. So we're going to cut all that out. But anyway, let me go ahead and, I'm not going to play a podcast. I'm going to play my music today because some new music came out on Friday. Coco Jones, okay, so real quick, Coco Jones album, I like it until it gets to like the middle part of the album, and I feel like it's just the same song over and over again. I don't know. I just feel like her first EP was like 10 out of 10. That was like her sound. That was her music. Now this album, I am not too sure what's going on, to be very honest. It just sounds like they're trying to make her have this certain sound. And that sound just feels very dated. I don't know. I like the first like 4 or 5 songs. And then after that, I'm like, let's listen to something else. Now, somebody who did knock it out the park was Destin Conrad. Destin Conrad's album, yes, 10 out of 10. And it's 10 out of 10 because it's his sound, but he also like did some new shit on there, but he did some new shit, but he did not stray too far from like his signature sound, you know what I mean? So Destin Conrad album been on repeat since Friday morning, basically. But anyway, I'm not a music critic. This ain't a music review channel. I just wanted to talk about that right quick. But anyway, I'm about to go ahead and play some music, and I'm gonna hit y'all when I get to the office. What's up, y'all? That was actually a really good workout. Whoa. They just ran that light. I didn't even realize I had the green light because they just fucking ran it. Anyway, that was a really good workout. I'm starting to really, really, really love how my clothes are fitting, and that was the goal. Okay, so I gave myself like that number of like 180, 185 weight, just because that's how much I weighed a couple years ago when I really liked how my clothes fit. But I have a lot more muscle now than I did back then. So it's 180, it probably is not gonna work for me. So I'm really liking how my clothes are fitting though. Especially, it's just such like a good feeling when you're in the gym and you can like physically see the progress and you can feel yourself getting stronger. Like, I'm just like lifting so much heavier now. I can lift heavier for longer. Like, I can do like 4 sets, like 8 to 10 reps of heavy lifting. which is what I need to be doing. Some folks do like 3 sets of like 5, and they're lifting like 1,000 pounds so that they can gain muscle super quick. That's not really my goal. Also, I don't like that type of workout. I like a longer, well, let's say like a medium length workout, sort of like a mid tempo. I don't like super extreme workouts because it just makes me feel like I'm just like beat the fuck down tired. But I also don't like a super like chill workout. Like when people do like active rest days, I'm like, what is that? I don't want to do an active rest day. If I'm a rest, I'm gonna just rest. An active rest day when people just like walk on the treadmill for like 20 minutes, or they like ride their bike like down the street. That's cool. That's like a cool activity to do, but that's just not like, I don't really like that low intensity of a workout. Oh, but you know what? I do like yoga. But to me, yoga doesn't, I don't know. I guess some people do consider yoga a workout. To me, yoga is more mindfulness, like meditation, intentionality, more like stretching. So I don't really, for me at least, I don't really consider yoga a workout. And that's probably the wrong way to think about yoga, but it's cool, whatever. Anyway, today was such a Monday. It was a mundane Monday. Did y'all read Series of Unfortunate Events when y'all was growing up? What was today? Today was Mike's Mundane Monday. You know how they used to have the alliteration at the beginning of the book titles? Mike's Muchly Mundane Monday. That would be today's Unfortunate Events book. It wasn't an unfortunate day though. It was cool. I actually did 2 interviews today. So that's my thing. So one of my duties at work that I've given myself is writing stories for our website. And I forgot how much I like to like interview people and write stories and just flex that writing muscle, you know? Because ultimately writing is a muscle that you have to practice. It's a skill that you have to hone. Everybody cannot write. And I was shabby with my writing. It's because I hadn't really used it. Well, you know what? Writing social media captions is a form of writing. That is a form of creative writing. But just not to the extent of, writing a page and a half, like, personality piece on someone. That's very, very different. But I'm enjoying writing articles again. And I know I talked this morning about I gotta make some shake because I can't do what I'm doing right now forever. Well, let me kind of reverse and kind of give y'all like my actual mindset. I feel like social media as a professional, like, paycheck, like W-2 job, there's only so high up the ladder that I can go. And so I'm branching out into other avenues. Like I just said, I've tasked myself at work with writing stories for the website and sort of coming up with video creation ideas for our video producer to just stretch my arms out beyond just, social media management, because that ceiling is pretty low. I mean, it's only so much you can do as a social media manager until you hit like that top level to where it's like, okay, well, you've mastered this craft. There's nothing else to promote you to, because that's pretty much what it is. So I'm just really getting cross-trained. I'm getting back into my journalism bag. Journalism will always, always, always be a career. Now, do journalists make the most money? Debatable. But that skill of journalism, that writing skill, that critical thinking skill, that creative skill, spills over into so many other things. That spills over into marketing. That spills over into advertising. That spills over into public relations, communications. So I'm just really making sure that, I'm Mike got his corporate skills going, and Mike got his work skills going. Okay, y'all are gonna make us miss this light for a second time. Hit the gas. Let's go. I don't understand what's going on. I'm not stopping for this light, dude. Get the fuck out the way. They give anybody in Atlanta a driver's license, y'all. As long as you pay the fee, they'll give it to you. Cause these niggas down here, nah, y'all, yeah, they need to audit the Georgia DMV. Cause what? Something ain't right. Anyway, I'm craving a pizza, so. But you know what? Let's go back. I'm craving a pizza. I love how I keep saying shit and having to like reel myself back in and like really explain what I'm saying. That's also a part of speaking more intentionally. You know? Anyway, it's not that deep, is it? I don't think so. I'm craving a pizza. I'm gonna get me a little medium pizza from Domino's. My nighttime meal, so my lunchtime, what I eat is like a starch, like rice or sweet potato, and I eat green beans or broccoli or asparagus, and I always have chicken. That's like my lunch at work to kind of like fuel me through the day, and I need those carbs to fuel me, you know, to get ready for my workout after work. But my nighttime meals when I get home, you know, I'm eating around like 7-ish, 7:30. Those meals are a lot more just straight protein and greens, no carbs, which I feel like works for me. I don't know, I just don't like eating carbs at night because I feel like that's really eating carbs at night, and then that's when that shit starts sticking to you, you know? That's when your body starts storing that fat because you're not burning nothing. It's nighttime. You're sitting on the couch. You're chilling. You're not walking around. You're not moving around. But I do have a craving for a pizza, so I'm going to get me a slice of pizza. And I'm eating my salad tonight. And I'm going to maybe drink some probiotic. That might make me feel better. If I drink some kombucha with my pizza. But anyway, let's head on home in this traffic. I'm going to talk to y'all a little bit later. Hey y'all, it's Wednesday. Work from home day. I'm actually trying to. Well, I don't have a busy day. Actually, I lied. I do. I know we talked about how I'm like writing more stories and I'm writing articles and stuff for the blog at work. I have two stories to like flesh out and send over for first review. I have another story to get started on, and then I have 2 interviews to do today. I don't know why I woke up thinking I was going to chill today. Nah, not really. I actually have I got to get some shit done. I'm gonna be fully honest though. Chat GPT and AI are lifesavers, especially when it comes to editing. And so what I do is when I interview, I do it on Teams, right? And on Teams, you can have the option to record and transcribe the interview. And I always tell them beforehand, I'm like, hey, this interview is being recorded, just so you know. It's recorded just so that I can transcribe it and so that I can write a accurate story to what it is that we discussed and talked about. Make sure I don't miss anything. Make sure I don't, have anything that does not sound right, whatever. And they always are okay with it. So then I take the transcript, I put it into Chat GPT, and I kind of get like an outline of an article based off of like quotes that they said, based off the questions that I asked. And then from that outline, I plug it into a Word doc. I kind of like zhuzh it up, add my own personal spin on it. Then I put it back into Chat GPT to hit those like grammar, punctuation, professional tone, those type of edits. Then from that's what I call like my first draft. So then from my first draft, that's when I send it to actually get reviewed by like my peers and my like supervisors. So I can have like human eyes on it, so we're not just doing like a Chat GPT article. And a lot of times I send it to the interviewee just to make sure. I always send it to them first, actually, just to make sure that whatever I'm saying is accurate to the story that they want to tell and is accurate to them as a person. And it kind of alleviates any stress or pressure that maybe let's say they read the story after it's posted and they haven't had a chance to read any of the drafts first, and I put a spin on something that they said that they might have thought was like a flippant comment, and it ended up being the focal piece of the article. So that's just to sort of, mitigate that and just make sure that everything's accurate. Everything is. I'm missing. It's a word that I should be using that I do not know the word. I can't think of it right now. Honest, not transparent. It's some word in that family. But anyway, as you can see, I hadn't even got dressed yet. I'm still in my pajamas. I gotta do a better job of that. I have been reading and hearing a lot of like videos and podcasts that we talked about also. When you work from home, you need to get up, wash your face, put some clothes on, like you're actually like going to work, and it helps to get you in like a work mood. That actually does help me. But I just was focused on this meeting this morning at 9 o'clock and trying to lay out my day, that I was just like, okay, let me just lay my shit out first, and then I'm gonna worry about getting dressed. So let me go ahead and freshen up, and I'm gonna get back to work. Good morning.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Right, I love that. Well, I think that's a great note to close out on. Before we wrap up, did you have anything that you wanted to mention? Anything that I might have missed asking you? Yep. Well, no worries. And if you have any questions between now and when I email you with that first draft on Friday, you can just send me an email. All right. Thank you again for talking with me today.
Thank you.
Have a good one.
Okay. Thank you.